Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I wanted to show you a few other states where I go to the funds locator, I pull up the amount of claims they have, and I show you their websites. So I'm going to be going over Nebraska, Iowa, and Indiana. Indiana and Ohio both, or Iowa actually, have 2 districts and Nebraska only has 1. So if you're new to my channel and you're interested in working in those states, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not a bankruptcy attorney. I'm not an attorney at all. This information is just strictly for research purposes only if you're trying to be a funds locator. So, as I mentioned before in my channel, there is a courts website. It's called uscourts.gov. It houses all of the courts in the US, starting with the Supreme Court all the way down, and it has districts and bankruptcy courts. So if you go to this site, you're able to see the names, and with each name of the state, it also has the court websites that you can plug up or you can pull up just by touching on the links. So this is important because it also tells you how many districts there are for that state. Okay, so that's important because sometimes on the funds locator, you may not have or see all the districts here, and you could be missing potential leads by just strictly going from here. So make sure you occasionally look at this. You are aware of how many districts are in the state that you're wanting to work. Again, some states are listed here, but they may not have all of their districts. All right, so let's start with the state of Nebraska. We're going to go to the funds locator. Again, this is a free site if you're new to my channel. It's ucf.uscourts.gov. If you type in Nebraska in the court box and you click search, it shows you that there are 10,708 cases. This number can go up. It is predicted to go up because the number of bankruptcy cases due to COVID-19 are going to continue to go up within the next year or two. So don't be alarmed by this. It could definitely change. If you click amount twice, it pulls up the highest claim amount for you. So this is your lists in the state of Nebraska. Now, if you go back to this court links website and you click on Nebraska, it will pull up their court website. And so you see here that there's 2 court locations. One's in Lincoln, one's in Omaha. It has a telephone number here. If you go to the search bar engine and you type unclaimed funds, it will give you the instructions and the procedures for filling in the application for unclaimed funds. So here, we click on the instructions, we see exactly what we need to fill it in. And it goes over the different type of claimants amount. Again, I do go over this in my course, and I tell you specifically what kind of claimant you should be, and the differences between them. All right, on here it tells you where to send your application and your documents. It tells you when the clerk will disperse the funds. A lot of districts don't have that, but this one does, which is helpful. And if you go back one, it just goes on with the different documents that you need. So here is the actual application that they use in the state of Nebraska. And it looks like they are following the official form 1340, which is what the application for payment of unclaimed funds is called. And most states that I have pulled up, and I've done these types of videos, most of them do have this same form. Some don't. Some are sort of their own special district and they have a different looking form or procedure. So this is what it looks like in the state of Nebraska. And in my course, I show you how to fill this in and what you need to say to make sure that you get paid directly. Okay, so that is that. Let's go back to that list and let's go back to the funds locator. I'm going to show you the state of Iowa. So Nebraska has about 10,000. Iowa has 2 districts. So let's go to the northern district first. There are about 5,499. So if we click on the highest claim or calculate amount twice, it shows you pulls your highest claims for you. So this is in the northern district. Okay, so if we click over on the court website and we go to Iowa, the northern district bankruptcy court website, it'll show you unclaimed funds is listed on here. So there are 2 court locations for the Northern District. It looks like it's in Cedar Rapids and Sioux City. So, and then you have the telephone numbers there. If you click unclaimed funds, it gives you information on it, the application itself, how to fill it in. It tells you a little bit about why they are available in the process to how they become unclaimed funds. It gives you the direct number to the clerk's office if you have questions about the instructions. So here you have documents and you have a contact person, and then you have all your instructions, right? So in the state of Nebraska, they actually have this in a separate PDF file, and here they just have it listed on this particular site. But just glancing at it, it appears to be similar information on what type of claimant you can pick, and it tells you the address on where you mail it to. Okay, so that is that. Now I'm trying to see if I can find their actual application to see what that looks like. So again, they use the same official form, 1340. So that's good to know. And this is the state of, again, Iowa, but the Northern District. So now we're going to go over to the Southern District and see how many claims they have and what their documents look like. Because again, you could be in the same state in a different district and you may have completely different documents. So let's see if that is the case in the state of Iowa. So you go back to the funds locator and you're going to select a Southern District, click search. And so they have 8,178 cases where there are unclaimed funds. Again, some of these are really low amounts, some are not worth your time, and then you have some that are larger. And again, these numbers are predicted to change. So this is the Southern District. If we go over to the court website and we click Southern for the court, it pulls up their website. And their court location is in Des Moines. And unclaimed funds is listed at the bottom. And so here are their instructions. And see how they have theirs listed in a nice little PDF file or Word document. That's nice. So it's easy to read. And again, similar information as far as what kind of claimant you can be. You don't have to be an attorney to do these for this particular district and state. Post-filing process, they give you tax forms. I go over the tax forms and all of this process in my course. So again, here are the address to where you mail it to, and that is that. If we go back one, I just want to see what application are they using. Okay, and this also is the official form. So that is good. They're using the standard form and standard language of what is in here. Right, so that is that. And now let's go over to the state of Indiana. So we're going to go back to the main court list and go back to the search bar engine for the funds locator. So Indiana has, as I mentioned, 2 districts. Let's start with the Northern District first. There are over 12,000 cases where there are unclaimed funds, so larger than Nebraska and larger than Iowa. And if you click on amount twice, the highest claim in here is for $72,000. And then it goes down from there. Okay, so let's go over to their court website. And again, I picked the Northern District of Indiana. So that's here. And here is their website. They have 2 court locations, one in South Bend and one in Fort Wayne. Well, actually, they have more, one in Hammond and Lafayette. So this is a really big area. And there are their addresses and the actual telephone numbers for the clerks and the courts in those cities. So if you go to the middle of the page, here's unclaimed funds. So that's just bringing you to the funds locator. But let's go up top to the unclaimed funds and let's find our instructions. Okay, so when we did that, we have our instructions. And let's click here. that brings you to the funds locator again. I'm looking for the rules. So let's see if this is it. Okay, so here is a payment of unclaimed funds. It's telling you what it is. Let's keep going. I'm looking for the actual instructions. And this is what it takes when you're in this state. You know, different jurisdictions, you have to find out where this information is. Okay, so it appears to me that by clicking into this, that you have to have a motion to do unclaimed funds in this district. So if you're wanting to work in this particular district, you may want to call the clerk's office and find out how you can claim unclaimed funds. I don't see the same forms that I'm seeing in the other states. I do not see the instruction packets, the procedures. I just see sort of orders and decisions that are made on unclaimed funds itself. So that is indication to me that you probably need to be an attorney, because when I'm clicking on it, it brings me back to the funds locator. So you want, for this district, please call the clerk's office and find out for sure where their instruction packet is. And if you need to have an attorney fill out the motion for unclaimed funds for you. Okay, so this is how we find out. Again, every state is so different. Let's look at the Southern District of Indiana and find out if you have the instructions available, or would you need to be an attorney. Here is the Southern District. So there are over 9,000 cases where there are unclaimed funds. And if you click on them, on the amount twice, the highest claim is 54,000, and then it goes down from there. So let's go back to this site for the bankruptcy sites. I'm going to click on the Southern District of Indiana, and let's see what they have. So they have a lot of courts locations. I see Evansville, Indianapolis, New Albany, and Terre Haute, I believe. So there's a lot there, and these are the different numbers. Unclaimed funds is listed here as its own portal. And see, on this Southern District, I'm able to actually pull up the application. As we see, same state, different district, you cannot pull it up. Okay, please wait if this message is not eventually replaced by the proper contents. Okay, so they've changed something on here. Let's see if their instructions. Okay, so their instructions work. It tells you what you need, and they are following similar to the other states that we saw with Iowa and Nebraska, where this information is listed on here and it tells you what you need. Okay, this tells you how to fill in the application and who to send it to. So the application itself is not pulling up, so you may want to review the instructions to find out which form they're actually using. And it looks like right here they're using that official form 1340. But it's not on here, so don't fret. What you can do is just Google form 1340 in bankruptcy and you'll find the application. And it brings you to the U.S. courts websites. These have all the official bankruptcy forms, because as I've mentioned, bankruptcy is a federal rule. And so they do have official forms, but there are on occasion states that adopt their own versions of these local or these federal rules. So if you search here, maybe search 1340, and here is your application here. See, B1340. And it should have popped up. Let's type that again. Application, yeah, so you just download it. And here's your form, right? So sometimes you have to do these extra steps. You may not always need to call the clerk. Sometimes you can just kind of do it on your own because you have to read through it. When you read through it, it'll tell you what form you need and what you have to do. All right, so this is the Southern District of Indiana. They have the process here. The Northern District is the district that you have to call and get more information because this information is not on that district. All right, So I hope that this is helpful to you if you're wanting to know what it's like kind of in the Midwest states on what you can do. There are claims that we saw that you can go after. And so far, most of the districts that I pulled for this video, you did not have to be an attorney, but it looks like you may need to be one for the Northern District of Indiana. So scrap that one. If you find out further information that, um, by calling the clerk on what you need for sure, then maybe you want to skip out on that particular district because you have to be an attorney. But so this is just helpful to you so you know where to look, where to find the leads, where to go, okay? Again, if you're wanting to know how to fill this in, I don't cover that in on my channel extensively at all. You're going to have to enroll into my course. Again, that is $1,000. I provide you with the practical knowledge and the steps on how to do this from start to end, how to fill in the application, how to skip trace, the whole 9 yards. I walk you through the process, and it's in 10 lessons, okay? And I provide you with scripts and contracts to make sure that you get paid directly. All right, so just wanted to put that out there again. I will see you in the next video. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.